Okay, good morning. My name is Brian Tuor. I'm a cable logging specialist, consultant. Today we're going to do some splicing. This video we're going to demonstrate how to put in a farmer's eye in a piece of wire rope. Now it's called a farmer's eye, and so some loggers think, oh well, it's really not very good because it's a farmer's eye, but in actual fact, in pull testing we've done, we found out that a farmer's eye is just as strong as a 3-tuck logger's eye. But anyway, so we start out with the end of a piece of wire rope. Normally use a marlin spike. Separate 3 strands from 3 strands in the core. Okay, keep them wound together, and then we're just going to wind this back far enough. You can see a little green piece of paper coming out of the wire. That's actually a manufacturer's marker, and on that is printed the manufacturer's name, date, the lot number that piece of wire rope came out of. Just wind back as far as you need to get the eye that you want and enough to tuck. Okay. How to cross this? There's 2 ways of crossing these, and one way is wrong, one way is right. If you have the ends up and you take the piece in your right hand and you have it closer to you and you cross them over that way, so right over left, it rolls back into itself. Okay, and we'll make the eye a little smaller. Normally we like to roll it so that the 3 strands goes around the 3 strands in the core, so that's the one that you're actually taking around. This one I got it kind of in the middle, but you can see as you lay it back together, it looks like a piece of normal wire rope, and it's just going to, and you just tuck the end. It's easier a lot of times if you tuck the bite through and then follow with the end. Like all splicing, you want to hang on to that end, make sure it doesn't go flying, hit somebody, cut them, put an eye out. Okay, you roll that end in, roll the other end in, and you wind up with something that looks like that. Now that is a farmer's eye. If you were to take these 2 ends and roll them together, and roll them together all the way and either clamp that back or splice it back in or anything else, that eye is just as strong as a 3-tuck West Coast logger's eye. Now, oftentimes in production, it has to be tucked 3 times to be legal. So either a 3-tuck West Coast logger's eye or a married eye, or Maori eye, or New Zealand eye, they tuck it a little bit differently. But as long as it's tucked 3 times, it's legal. But in an emergency, that eye right there, you roll those ends back together, that eye will hold just as much as a 3-tuck logger's eye. It's not legal in a production situation, but in an emergency, if you need a quick eye that's got strength, that will hold just as much as a 3-tuck logger's eye. Okay, so that's a farmer's eye. Some parts of the country, some industries, they call that a Molly Hogan. And we're going to show you what loggers call a Molly Hogan here in a little bit in another video. But if you happen to run into it on the internet or in a discussion and somebody says, no, that's a Molly Hogan, yes, some people do call it a Molly Hogan. But in logging, that's a farmer's eye, also referred to as a Flemish eye. And I don't know if there's any disparaging connotation in that, but that's what it's called. So that's a farmer's eye.